Hi there, this is Brent Harris. Welcome back to my channel. I really appreciate you being here. I was thinking about this the other day. As I speak now, my channel has 36 subscribers, and of course that's quite small compared to some of these other bigger ones out there. But the fact that the fact that you subscribed, assuming you have, or if you're just here watching this, it's a huge honor. It really means a lot to me, and I want you to know that I take this role seriously, and that I want every happiness for you. It's my intention every time I go into making a video like this that you experience deep peace and deep clarity. These are some of my highest values. These are how I orient my own inner compass. So in terms of whenever I'm making a decision or whenever I'm doing anything, it's as much as I can, it's mostly pointed towards, what's going to make me feel better, what's going to make me feel more peaceful, what's going to make me more clear. And so that's what I hope for you as well, if that sounds appealing to you. So in this video, I want to share with you, I think, a pretty simple idea. And I think I'm just going to get to it now. I'm not going to intro it too much. So I have found in my own life that one thing that has caused me a lot of distress is this idea of not enoughness. And so this is, I think, a living idea in a lot of us that wherever we are, whatever it is that we have, whatever it is that we've accomplished or achieved or done so far, it's not enough. And so we feel like it's not enough, and we sometimes defend this idea that what we've done or what we have isn't enough, because we think, well, as long as we feel like it's not enough, then this will give us the impetus to go out and do more and achieve more. And it's like, how are things created? How is progress achieved unless there's a sense of not enoughness? And so the purpose of this video is to release you from this idea of not enoughness, and to release you from this idea that you need a sense of not enoughness in order to grow or get more or become more. And in order to do this, I want to point to the very simple truth that the word enough, the idea enough, is an arbitrary marker that we can either put on our situation as it is or put it somewhere else. Typically like kind of into the future, in such a way that when we get to the future, it will be enough in some way. But I want to point to the very simple truth that it's incredibly relative what enough is. What would be enough for you is not enough for somebody else, or it would be much, much more than enough for yet somebody else. There's no actual reality. There's nothing objective about this concept of enoughness. It's just whether or not you allow what this situation is to be enough or not be enough. There is distress that is caused when you believe that you're not enough. And so in my own life, it manifested as I'm not doing enough. Perhaps you go through this as well. So it's like, if I'm ever working, say if I'm, in my fundraising job, or if I'm, working on my business as a coach, I'll go into a work day being like, okay, I have, these things to do. And then when the day is over, no matter what, regardless of how productive the day was, I will always say to myself, I didn't do enough. I could have done more. I should have done more. And I feel that way about looking back on every week and every year. And really, you could argue that this is a form of self-abuse. This is just, it's kind of like to look at everything that you went through over the course of the day and all the effort that you offered and all of the intelligence and creativity, where you were, things were coming at you and you did your best with whatever came at you, to turn around and say that wasn't good enough. It's actually really cruel. It's not a really nice thing to say to yourself. And I was hoping that you might be willing in this moment now to break that commitment to accusing yourself of not doing enough. Would you be willing to do that? Yes or no? Cool. Yeah, hopefully you said yes. Yes for me as well. You don't need the idea of not enoughness to move forward with what you're doing. As a general rule, there's no actual, you don't need an idea in order to grow. You could look out in nature for any example of things that grow and flourish and prosper without any thought about it. You can look at any tree, you can look at forests, you can look at animals. They go out there and they live their lives. They play, some of them, particularly the mammals. They scavenge, sometimes they skirmish, sometimes they fight, they sleep, they create homes, they mate. And there's no actual thought that comes behind all this. It's just something that happens automatically. And also, I think an operative idea here is that nature produces creatively, automatically without thought. I'm thinking here about fruit trees and things that produce flowers and so forth. And so just in the same way, it's my belief, and I'm sure it's yours as well, that all humans come into life not just to survive and to make money and procreate and so forth, but also to offer something, to offer a gift, to offer some kind of contribution. And that usually comes in the form of whatever you kind of see in your imagination as like, oh man, I'd like to get around to this one day. Or maybe one day if I get enough money, enough time, and enough space, then I will create X, Y, and Z. And it's usually whatever this kind of X, Y, and Z is, it's a sort of contribution that if it were to be created, it would benefit everybody. So it would be like, say, a piece of art or like a community center, or just, to build a house, or, to write a book or make a movie or something like this. There's within us a latent contribution back to the whole of our home, of the world. So, gotta land this plane, find our way back to enoughness. So there's no, the concept of I'm not doing enough, I don't have enough. It's not a required idea. So everywhere you've bought into this idea that there needs to be discontent, or a sense of lack, or a sense of incompleteness in order to move forward, can we also release this idea? Yes or no? Cool. And that's all. That's all I came here to say. So as you go about your day, as you go about your week, really offer the concept of enoughness to yourself. I would like for you to make that a challenge. Look at your life and say, this is enough. Look at what you did today and say, this is enough. Look at all of your effort towards you becoming a better person and say, yes, I'm doing enough. This is enough. And really feel into, this is, if you want to take it to the next level, if you really want to start making this a reality for yourself, really feel into what enoughness feels like in an emotional, almost physical level. What does it feel like? I was experimenting with this last night, and enoughness just feels like, like my body can finally open up. It feels like relaxation. It feels like content. It feels like enjoyment. It feels deeply, deeply peaceful. And with it, I'm also aware that if I really let my whole self be permeated with this feeling of enoughness, that I can become just way more productive. I can just accomplish way, way more than I otherwise would by what's the term? Like flagellating myself, like just being like hard on myself one more time. I can be much more productive than I otherwise would be if I just keep affirming to myself again and again and again that I'm not doing enough. So that's what I came here to say. So you are enough, you're doing enough, and I want you to really know that and allow that to be true, because it is true. Thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.